Today I'm going to be giving a review for the film The Magnificent Seven. Now this is a remake of the, I think it was like 50s that it was originally released in. Classic that starred, I think, like Yul Brynner, I think Charles Bronson, and like other like familiar actors of that era. So this is actually like a remake of that particular film. But from what I heard though, I didn't actually get to see that version of The Magnificent Seven. But I heard that it's not really like a point for point, like, remake of that film, but it is like a remake, but set like I guess you could say but it is like a remake, and it had kind of like the original one came out in 1960, not the 50s. I'm sorry, and it featured Yul Brynner, Eli Wallach, Steve McQueen, Charles Bronson, and James Coburn. Those are the actors that I'm familiar with from that era. But this particular version is directed by Anton Fuqua, and you have Denzel Washington starring in it, along with Ethan Hawke, Chris Pratt, Vincent D'Onofrio, and other like familiar actors, them are the ones I'm really familiar with. But this film, it deals with the idea that you have an industrialist, who's like actually like the villain of the film. I forgot what his name is, like the actor that plays him, but he's actually like mining for gold. So he decides to seize this town, to actually I think like to come up with like ways of getting the gold, if I'm not mistaken. Now, of course, this is like a western, so it has like a western-based setting. And you have the industrialist, who is seizing like the old town, I mean the western town known as Rose Creek. So he's taking control of the town, he's like threatening like the civilians, or he's even like slaughtering them and stuff like that. So after this happens, like one of like the I forget her name, like the female like characters of the film, she decides to turn to a bounty hunter, played by Denzel Washington, and his name is Sam Chisholm. And I think this is the actual role that if I'm not mistaken, I think they said Chris Pratt is actually in the role of the Yul Brynner, but he looks like the way Denzel Washington that character is dressed, he resembles like the Yul Brynner role, like with all black and stuff. But he's a bounty hunter, and it later turns to him to actually seek help to stop the industrialists, for like, I guess you could say like invading their town basically for the gold. So you have like Denzel Washington, and he has to recruit like a team of like other members, to help take out the industrialist like forces. So he recruits like. And he goes to get each one of them, and eventually forms like seven of them. So they have to take on like this threat, to save the town of Rose Creek. Now I thought this film was I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I thought like the action sequences were in the film were like cool. Like they had some like excellent like action scenes. When there was like gunfights or like gun battles. Those were like cool moments. But at the same time, I thought like I even thought the performances were good too. Like Denzel Washington as Sam Chisholm, like the bounty hunter. I thought he, I thought he was kind of cool too, and like he had like a very stylish presence that he added to the film too as well. And I also thought Chris Pratt. I thought he was surprisingly like good in his role too. I mean, it was kind of like, it was like very humorous, but he was better than I thought he would be. And then you have Ethan Hawke along too for the ride, and I thought he did good. And you also have like Vincent, D'Onofrio. He's also in the film too, and I thought his performance was kind of interesting and cool too as well. And there's all like other actors in too as well in the film, but they don't really like stand out like these main ones. But I thought the film was like stylish and stuff, and like, the action was good. But I thought like Antoine Fuqua, I thought he did a good job for like the directing and like the look of the film was like very stylish. You could see it in like atmospheric. Like. And I like the western-based setting of the film too as well, which I thought was cool and like made it like stand out. But at times I felt like the film was kind of like just dragging on. They just like adding stuff to keep it going. Like it was like trying to be a long film. Because then at the same time, I did it, like these group of people have to stop this like industrialist, from like taking over this town. It seems kind of like far-fetched. It's kind of like I don't know, there's something kind of off about it. Not really believable enough. But at the same time, it was still like decent. But other than that, that's one of the problems I really had with the film, itself, in general. Yeah, because at times I feel like the film, like, it's like it really wasn't like enough, like to make, for example, it didn't really like make sense for them to be going through all this to take out this like threat, on Rose Creek. So that's what kind of like seems like something was just kind of like off about it. But in the end, I enjoyed this. I thought like the performances were cool. I liked the stylish look of the film, and the action scenes were like excellent. When they had like gunfights and gun battles, I thought that was cool. And it really does feel like a modern like western type film. I thought that was cool. So I thought Antoine Fuqua, I thought he did a good job for like the direction and stuff like that. And Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, all of them. I thought they gave like good performances. So in the end, I'm giving the Magnificent Seven. I'm gonna be aiming at giving this a B minus. Recommended for like film fans, or if you're a fan of like the original one, that came out in 1960, the Magnificent Seven. Plus, I know that particular version was also a remake of the Seven Samurai film from the 50s, which was an Asian film. But then I would recommend this film for like fans of like the Western genre, if you're fans of like Denzel Washington or Anton Fuqua, I would recommend. So I'm giving the Magnificent Seven, I'm aiming at giving this a B minus, and this is my review for the Magnificent Seven. Alright.